And away we go from Duncan Park. Jeff Dooley, Dan Lovallo, Mason Albright pitching to Dylan Beavers, and he sends the next one foul. A slider to 85. The count, 1-1 strike. Good to have you with us for Yard Goats baseball on this Friday night. Rain postponing yesterday's game. These two teams will play at Twinville tomorrow, and one single 9-inning game tonight. The next one is swung on and lifted foul. Third base side will get back towards the second deck, and the count goes to 1-2. Mason Albright, a 6-foot, 190-pound lefty. He is from Frederick, Maryland. Came to the Rockies in a trade with the Angels last July. The pitch that's over but low. Change up at 81. The count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. He'll come at hitters with a fastball, change up, slider, curve. Really good fastball. The changeup gets swings and misses. Slider has some cut action to it, and Dan told you in the pregame show he's got a really good curve. That pitch is swung on. That's laced into left field for a base hit. So Dylan Beavers takes a 2-2 pitch in a left field. That was a fastball in the outer half, and he serves it for an opposite field single. And the Baysox get a man aboard.
And Jeff, that is Beavers, one of the top prospects in the Orioles organization. He can hit to all fields, and that's his 4th hit in 9 at-bats in the series.
Samuel Basayo, the hitter. He is a lefty swinger. And the DH for the Baysox here tonight. Infield at double play depth. Albright working with Braxton Foe for the runner goes. The pitch is fouled at home plate for strike 1. Albright traded in exchange for first baseman C.J. Cron. So he's a guy that got traded for a major league player. He was a California League Pitcher of the Week last year. Really nice season a year ago with Inland Empire in the Angel system, Fresno in the Rockies system, and Spokane in the Rockies organization. Off at first base, it's Beavers. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a foul back to the screen behind the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Last season, Albright went 12-4, 21 games, 20 starts, and a 3.28 earned run average. He was tied for 3rd in the Cali League with 10 wins. 9 of them coming at Inland Empire in the Angel system. Infield looking for the ground ball to turn 2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It swung on, and that's lifted foul off the end of the bat towards the stands at third. And stays no balls and 2 strikes. Yard Goats dressed in the home white uniforms with a blue stripe down the side of the pant leg. They've got the stars and stripes with the stars in white along with some blue on the shoulders. Red, white, and blue unis on this Friday. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It swung in. Chopper to first base. Up to get it. Kokata. He goes to second for 1. Back to first. The pitcher covering, not in time. Nice try. Zach Cocosta got the ground ball. Went to second. They erased Bieber. But the throw back just not in time.
Well, Jeff, there's that curveball we were talking about. A nasty curve. When you're a left-handed batter and you get that kind of a curve from a left-handed pitcher, that is one nasty pitch, and the Yard Goats almost turned 2.
Judd Fabian is the hitter, righty hitter. Stands deep in the box on the right side. He's the center fielder, off to a 3-for-14 start. Albright chucked to first base, and runner is back in time. Judd, a righty hitter, 6'1", 195. He is from Ocala, Florida. Drafted by the Red Sox 2nd round in 2021. But did not sign, returned to Florida, and then became a 2nd round pick of the Orioles that next year. The next one is up high, fastball at 92 to the center fielder. Last year, split time between Bowie and Aberdeen did Fabian. Hitting .223 with 24 homers and 74 driven in. Next one is a change that misses in, and the count 2 balls, no strikes. And Fabian is a prospect. Baseball America and MLB.com rank him the number 12 prospect in the Orioles chain. And like the Yard Goats, this Bowie roster, lots of prospects in that top 30 list. Albright looks to first. Now the 2-0 pitch. That's low. Another off-speed pitch that misses. And it's tracked all the way for a ball by Fabian. It's now 3-0. 1 on, 1 out. Just getting going here in the first inning. A game time temperature 57 degrees. Mostly clear skies now. The 3-0 pitch, high ball force. That's a 4-pitch walk to Fabian. And the Baysox, Dan, will start with runners at first and second base and 1 out.
Well, now it doesn't get any easier because you've got Billy Cook, another right-handed batter, facing a left-handed pitcher.
Time now for a keys to the game presented by West Hartford Lock.
Well, the Yardgoats need to maintain their efficient pitching. It's been exquisite in the first 3 games of this season. One of the reasons they're off to a 3-0 start. They have to keep up their timely hitting and continue the aggressive base running. They are 13 for 13 in stolen base attempts this season. And Jeff, that's good enough to lead the Eastern League.
And they like to run as Billy Cook takes the first one high for a ball. Albright missing with a fastball. Billy likes to take up a lot of the batter's box. His right foot against the back line of the chalk. His left foot way out beyond the home plate area. The 1-0 pitch. That is low. Off speed pitch missing. And the count 2 balls, no strikes. And now Albright has fallen behind back-to-back hitters. Cook drafted out of Pepperdine University in Malibu, California. Orioles 10th round pick in 2021. He's a prospect number 30 on the list. He bats with 2 on, 1 out. The pitch, that's low. The changeup missing, and it's now 3-0. And Albright in danger of walking back-to-back hitters on 8 pitches. Cook ended up signing after the summer of the pandemic for $100 grand. That was under slot value. Now trying to make it as a Baltimore Oriole. Here's the pitch. He gets the green light 3-0, and the fastball at 90 hammers it foul right at home plate. And it's 3 balls and a strike.
Roberto Mercado trying to make something happen here. His team was shut out night before last, and then on opening night scored 4 runs in a 1-run loss.
So Cook waiting now on a 3-1 pitch. Albright ready, and the pitch swinging a foul straight back to the screen right behind the plate. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. And there's a look at Roberto Mercado, New Britain native, spent 17 seasons on the coaching staff of New Britain High School. Was also the dean of students, and a return game for him. He's thrilled to be filling out lineup cards now at AA for the first time. The New Britain native. There's a lot of friends and family here this weekend. As Roberto visited with him in the pregame show, a tremendous person. So happy for his success. Cook waiting now on a 3-2 pitch. Albright looks to second, and Roxon comes home. The pitch is swung on, fouled back to the protective screen right behind home plate. That was a slider that time at 86, and it's 3-2.
We mentioned how the Yardgoats are running. The Bowie Baysox are second in the Eastern League in steals. They are 9 for 9 in stolen bases so far this season, including 3 for 3 in this series.
Albright ready again with a 3-2 for Cook. And here it comes, and it misses low ball for a changeup. That changeup's been kind of floating in and out of the zone. He's having problems, Dan, with that secondary pitch going for strikes. And with back-to-back walks, the Baysox have him loaded up with 1 out, trying to do some damage here in the first inning.
And he is already up to 20 pitches thrown in the first inning, and that's going to draw a visit from Braxton Fulford, the Yardgoats catcher tonight. And after giving up that leadoff hit to Beavers, he seemingly had settled down after getting Basayo to ground into a fielder's choice, but back-to-back walks, loading the bases, and just like that, he's in a heap of trouble against John Rhodes, who is 1 for 8 in the series. That one hit a double on Wednesday night.
Yardgoats improved to 3-0 with Wednesday's 8-0 win, and a victory today would be their best start in franchise history. John Rhodes is the first baseman, righty hitter, bats with 3 on, 1 away. The pitch, and the fastball high, pulled down by the catcher Fulford, and it's ball 1.
Jeff, I think you nailed it. He's not throwing any of his pitches for strikes.
Yeah. Especially that off-speed stuff has been all over the place. Rhodes 6 foot, 200 pounds. He is from Tennessee. The pitch, swing and a miss. There's that curveball, Dan, you described earlier. Big looping action. He gets the swing and miss of the first baseman, and it's 1-1.
Now, if he starts throwing that pitch for strikes, watch out.
Rhodes 3 for 17 this season. with an RBI for the Baysox. They're loaded here in the first. The pitch just misses outside. Fastball 93. Doesn't get the call by Paul Romer in the count 2-1. That did miss by a whole lot, though. Cook is at first, Fabian at second. Basayo, the base runner, at third. Infield back at double play depth, looking for the ground ball to turn two. Here's the 2-1. Swung out a ground ball left side, but foul. Kicked just to the left of that third base sack, and the count evens now with 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That looked to be the slider.
John Rhodes spent all of last season with the Baysox. He's got some pop and punch with that bat. He had 17 home runs. Within 69 back in 2023. 21-year-old Mason Albright set. Here's the pitch. It swung out. A weak ground ball head up the third baseline. It will kick foul. Third baseman Warming Burnable came in as soon as that ball crossed the chalk line. He grabbed it.
That was the right move. Otherwise, the Yard Goats were not going to get anybody, and Bowie would have scored a run.
Full swing, but just a little cue shot.
Immediately, Burnable swiping it out of play.
We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Albright, and I believe he's the first Yard Goat to do this out of IMG Academy down in Florida. And then was a 12th round pick of the Angels back in 2021.
That was the year the Angels selected all pitchers in the draft.
Of course, now he's trying to make it with the Colorado Rockies 2 steps away this summer at Hartford. Here's his 2-2. Wow, just misses high. And the count fills now 3-2. Boy, we watched the pitch tracker here, and that looked like it got the top of the zone. A tight strike zone for Paul Romer. On track, man. That is a strike, folks. Albright now set with a 3-2. A deep breath, and he turns it loose. And that misses high, ball 4. And he has walked in a run as Mason Albright, and the Baysox will take a 1-0 lead. So that's 3 straight walks for the 21-year-old lefty. You know, both of those, according to TrackMan, right around the strike zone. I think the earlier one should have been a strike. But that being said, when you're not throwing strikes, Dan, it's tough to get calls from umpires.
Well, you're absolutely right. And now Dan Meyer, the Yard Goats pitching coach, heads to the mound to try and settle him down. This has been a very difficult first inning for Albright. He has already thrown 27 pitches, and that's a lot of pitches in the first inning. And Jeff, already there's bullpen action for the Yard Goats. A right-hander is warming, so manager Bobby Meacham not going to take any chances here. The good news is Yard Goats have not played many games, and yesterday, of course, was the rain out, so those arms are fresh. The bad news is they're probably all going to be used because, as we mentioned at the top, the Yard Goats are about to play 4 games in less than 48 hours. Tonight, a doubleheader tomorrow afternoon, and then a day game on Sunday.
Yeah, so you got 14 innings to think about if you're the Yard Goats coaching staff for tomorrow. First things first, though, a walk and a run is in. Now the pride of CCSU, T.T. Bowens. Righty hitter, bats with 3 on, still only 1 out, and the fastball is up high for ball 1. Bowens, 6'4", 235. He's from New London, went to Montville High School and started at Central Connecticut State University. He was a Blue Devil. Now trying to make it as an Oriole. The 1-0 pitch. Told to try to hold up with a swing. He could not. Crosses the plane. He's charged with the strike and the changeup from Albright. And it's 1-1.
Bowens was saying the biggest adjustment for him, and you hear this from a lot of players, Jeff, once he got to Double-A ball, was the pitching.
Pitching is a lot better for sure as Bowen swings and drives one towards left center field. Heading back is Thompson to the track towards the fence. It's off the fence. Scoring is Fabian. Billy Cook racing in behind him. Here comes John Rhodes. It's a 3-run base clearing double for T.T. Bowens, and the Baysox take an early 4-0 lead. Now he clears the bases, sending that one out to the alleyway in left center field, and it lands in play. And he just missed a home run.
Well, that was a pitch up in the strike zone, and Bowens just took a hack and ripped it. And boy, does that have to feel good for him. As you mentioned, he's also from Connecticut, Central Connecticut State University, and he smacks a 3-run double.
So a 4 spot for the Baysox in the first inning as Colin Burns swings away and chops a foul into the visiting dugout at first base. Strike one. Pitch is swung out and popped up on the infield. This will be playable for Ryan Ritter. Shortstop backing up at the edge of the infield dirt. He makes the catch and Menem carries him back on the side of the outfield. And Burns is gone for out number 2. Now walks kill, and Albright having problems locating that fastball command as well as his secondary stuff. And he walked 3 in a row, including a bases loaded free pass and then the big base clearing 3-run double to T.T. Bowens. Anthony Servideo is the hitter. He's the shortstop for the Baysox tonight and looks at a fastball right down Main Street. Strike one. Servideo from Jupiter, Florida. A spring training home down there for the Nationals. The pitch is swung on. That's hit towards left center field. Falling, fading, and dropping for a hit. Montgomery has to play it on a hop. Servideo takes an aggressive turn, but he'll put on the brakes as Montgomery quickly gets that ball back to the second baseman, Amador. And Servideo picks up the 3rd hit this inning for Bowie.
And that's going to be it for Mason Albright. Manager Bobby Meacham heads to the mound following that run-scoring single by Servideo. As coming in with the 5th run of the inning is T.T. Bowens, and Bowie has scored more runs in this inning than they have in the entire series. So we have a pitching change here at Duncan Park as Albright heads to the dugout. We'll be back to tell you all about it in just a moment. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on the Yard Goats Radio Network. Pitching change brought to you by Trantolo and Trantolo. Blake Goldsberry enters for the Yard Goats, about to make his 2nd appearance on the young season. He's pitched an inning, allowed a run on 2 hits. And Goldsberry comes on in relief of Mason Albright. And it was baptism under fire for Albright in his Double-A debut. 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits at the moment, 5 runs all earned. He walked 3, didn't strike out anybody. The runner at first is his responsibility. He threw 34 pitches. And now the 9th batter to hit this inning, Connor Pavoloni settles in. Jeff?
All right, Pavoloni will hit the 9th batter of this inning. 34 pitches thrown for Albright, 19 strikes. And the first one to him is a little bit high for ball 1. Pavoloni 3 for 9 this season for the Woodstock, Georgia native. Pavoloni deep in the box on that right side. Blake Goldsberry deals, and that's outside. A slider missing in the count. 2 balls, no strikes.
And this Bowie Baysox team can score runs. They had 19 runs on Saturday night and a 19-1 victory over Reading.
They sure did. Won 2 out of 3 games against the Reading Fightin' Phils. The pitch is swung in and chopped foul at home plates. And the count, 2 balls and a strike. And they're tied for the Eastern League lead with 43 hits. Tied for the league lead, 62 strikeouts as well for their pitchers. Pavoloni out of the University of Tennessee. The pitch, swing and a miss. The looking slider that time from Goldsberry. The count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lake pitch the other night. Trying to pick up Mason Albright here in the first inning. Goats behind 5-zip. Chuck to first base, and Servidio's back okay. So Hartford will have to play catch up right out of the bat. It goes the runner. The pitch is swung in and popped up. Back of second base. Amador is racing in. This could be trouble. Amador coming in, and now it is Ritter, but Ritter can't make the play. It drops in, and scoring all the way from first base is Anthony Servidio. Amador was racing in and had to put on the brakes and go back to try to get it. Ritter came close and called for it, but couldn't make the catch, and turns out to be, and the wind didn't help either because the wind is blowing out, but it turns out to be a fluke single, but an RBI style hit. Oh no, he dropped it actually. It hit his glove. We'll have to see. That might be an error, Dan.
It might be, Jeff, and you mentioned that wind. It's a 13-mile-per-hour wind from right to left field, and I'm sure because that ball was hit high in the air, the wind did play tricks with it.
We'll see how it's scored by Jim Keener as Dylan Beavers, the left fielder, stands in and he takes the pitch in for strike one. So it is a 6-run first inning for the Bowie Baysox. Goldsberry comes home. The pitch is swung on and hit foul third base side. And foul. And nothing in two.
A lot of pitches thrown this inning. This will be the 40th pitch of the inning thrown.
Koska at first base. Holding Pavoloni. The pitch that is up high in the count, 1-2. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike three, and finally the first inning ends. A strikeout for Blake Goldsberry to end the frame. But what a start for the Baysox, who score 6 times, chase Mason Albright from the game. And after 1/2 inning, it's Bowie 6 and Hartford coming up on the Yard Goats Radio Network.
Bowie Baysox pitcher Alex Pham, about to make his second start of the season, has concluded his warm-up pitches, and he must be living pretty nicely because he inherits a 6-0 lead to start this last of the first inning. Jeff?
Alex Pham, 5'11" righty, deals, and he's pitching right now to Adiel Amador, the Rockies' top prospect. First one is in for strike one. Pham, born October 9th, 1999, makes him 24 years old. The pitch, that's a little bit low. And the count, 1-1 His arsenal of four-seam fastball, mid-90s, a cutter, a splitter, a sweeper, a curve. He's the Orioles' number 24 prospect, number 8 pitcher in the Baltimore chain, according to MLB.com. So they've certainly got some stock in Alex Pham. He works with Hunter Pavolony, the catcher. The pitch, that's up high, brought down by the catcher. And it's 2-1. Last year, Pham began the year at High Aberdeen. Posted a 2.45 earned run average. That's outside. And the count goes to 3-1. He won the South Atlantic League Pitcher of the Month award in May with a 1.54 earned run average, which was the lowest in the South Atlantic League at the time of his promotion to Aberdeen. Pitch swing, a foul at home plate, and it's 3-2. Here's a look at Amador's hit from Wednesday night. Here's the pitch. It swung on and popped up. Third base, but into the seats, foul. And the count's 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And you can hear him from up here in the booth, Connor Pavolony, the catcher, saying, I can't see it. He never saw that baseball. Lucky for him, it landed out of play.
Amador, Dan, turned 21 years old yesterday. So
yes.
Happy belated birthday to Ariel. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It swung on. That's hit towards left center field. This could be trouble. Bauer's heading back towards the track, back towards the fence, and he makes the catch. Actually, Dylan Beaver's able to track that one down. And Amador is a goner for out number 1.
Amador showing a lot of power to the opposite field. That ball was out over the plate. Beavers put it in gear and made the catch. One step on the warning track in front of the 362-foot mark in left center.
Sterling Thompson, lefty hitter, is in and takes the pitch a little bit low for ball 1.
Jeff, you mentioned it was Amador's birthday yesterday, and obviously we weren't on. But the day before, it was also Nick Kent's birthday, the Yard Goats infielder. So a belated happy birthday to him.
Next one missing, and the count goes to 2-0. Next one is in for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. And the pitch is swung on, a ground ball to deep second base, scooped up by Billy Cook. He'll turn and flip to the first baseman, Rhodes, and Thompson is disposed of on a 4-3 scoring play for out number 2.
Sort of a rainbow toss that time as Thompson pulled an inside pitch, but plenty of time to get Thompson.
Now Benny Montgomery, who's hit home runs in each of his first 2 games here at Duncan Park. 4 for 12 to start. And he takes the curve a little bit low for ball 1. He had a grand slam home run on Wednesday, going 2 for 4 with a slam. Preseason number 10 prospect, according to MLB.com. Pitch that misses, low breaking pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Montgomery, his 3rd season in the minors. Pitch to the former number 1 pick. It's taken low in the count, 3-0. He was the 8th overall pick in 2021, selected by the Colorado Rockies. And this is his first taste of Yard Goats baseball here in 2024. There's the 3-0 pitch. That's in for a strike. Benny thought it was ball 4. He motioned to first base, and Paul Rimmer, the home plate umpire, says, hold on a second, I like that pitch. Now he'll burn his timeout. I think he's a little agitated.
I think Benny was right to take off his protection and start down towards first base as we look at TrackMan.
Yep. There's a 3-1 pitch, and that's a low ball 4. So no doubt about that last one as it misses away, and Montgomery works a 2-out walk as Alex Pham puts on the 3-hole hitter with a free pass.
Now, Alex Pham is quite a story. 19th round draft pick in 2021 out of San Francisco. Signed for $25,000, but the Orioles organization really high on him since he has become a starter.
Here's Yanquiel Fernandez in right field for the first time this season. He DH'd the first 3 games, and he looks at strike 1. Yanquiel, a Rockies signee, an international free agent in 2021, and this past November was added to the Major League roster. There goes the runner from first. The pitch is a ball, and then pops out of the glove of the catcher, Pavoloni. And down to second base goes Benny Montgomery, so he'll get credit for a stolen base.
Jeff, I remember the days when no one would run down 6-0, but those days are long gone, and the Yard Goats have their 14th steal and 14 attempts this season.
Man in scoring position again. Hartford has to erase the deficit. They're down 6-0. Pitch. That's low. In and out of the glove of the catcher. And the count fills now 3-2. Bam resting that brown glove against the black top. Looks off to second. The 2-1 is outside. The count's now 3-1. Fernandez turned 21 years old on New Year's Day. This is his 4th minor league season. He had a monster year last year. Between 2 different levels in A-ball. 3-1 pitch. Not even close, ball 4. So Pham misses with a slider that time to Fernandez, and back-to-back walks. Then we've seen already 5 walks in the first inning for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's really been tough, and now the pitching coach is going to head out for the Bowie Baysox, and that's Austin Maine. Austin was part of Roberto Mercado's coaching staff last season, and Mercado managed at Aberdeen, and Maine was part of that staff a year ago, and here he is now with Mercado at the AA level. But these pitchers are throwing a lot of pitches in the first inning. Yard Goats pitchers combined for over 40 pitches in the first inning, and here's Pham, who has thrown 20 in his last of the first. That's a lot of pitches, Jeff.
We won't be here for a while, partner.
Yeah, I think so.
As a look at Bobby Meacham, those watching on MLB television. Meach, the first-year Yard Goats manager. Warming Burnable. 21-year-old third baseman stands in, swings and misses, strike 1. Warming 3 for 12 to start his season with 2 RBI. He was on the Rockies' 40-man Major League roster since last November, but he got outrighted. Recently, the pitch is swung on line to third. The shortstop, Servideo, dives and makes the catch. Wow, what a grab by Anthony Servideo. Laid out for that one, took a single, and probably saved a run for the Baysox. Goats gone in the first. No runs, no hits, couple of walks, and 2 men left. 1 done in Hartford. Baysox 6, Yard Goats nothing. The Yard Goats Radio Network. Yard Goats baseball moves along to the second inning. 6-0 Bowie. Jeff Dooley, Dan Laval, thanks for hanging out live from the dunk on this Friday nights. Bowie got after it early and chased Mason Albright from the game in the first inning in his Double-A debut. Blake Goldsberry back to pitch. The pitch home is swung on and hit foul towards the first base dugout, occupied by the Baysox. It's 0-2. Goldsberry, 26 years old, pitched collegiately at Kansas. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. So he dials that one up 95 and puts the heater right by the DH. Samuel Basayo has gone on strikes, and that's out number one. That's the second strikeout for Goldsberry. Now Judge Fabian, and he looks at a pitch a little bit low for ball one. Goldsberry 6'4", 220 from Littleton, Colorado. We saw him on Tuesday, got the hold in Hartford's win. The pitch, that's in for a strike. He's one of the long guys in relief, and obviously the bullpen will be getting innings here tonight. 1-1 pitch. And that is up high, a slider at 85, and the count goes to 2-1. It happens, though, Albright just didn't have the fastball command, and his secondary stuff was landing outside of the zone as well, although I thought he had struck out John Rhodes on the 3-2. Pitch is swung on, ground ball to deep, short. Ritter to the backhand, has it, plants his feet, throws across his body, and in the infield diamond, in time to get Fabian. Route number two.
Well, that was a nice play by Ritter, the shortstop. Pitch out over the plate, and the Colorado Rockies minor league player of the year last season making the play, pegging out Fabian.
Now second baseman Billy Cook. Cook, a righty hitter, walked and scored as part of a 6-run first, and the pitch is low for ball one. Yard Goats and the Stars and Stripes today. Baysox, black tops, and the gray pants. Cook a wide stance. He gets down low. The pitch over but inside of the count goes to 2-1. Yard Goats in white across, in blue across the front of the white jersey, with the stars in blue in the left shoulder and the stripes in red stripes on the right shoulder. The pitch is swung in a high pop-up, short right field. Yanquiel Fernandez comes racing in, has it measured, makes the catch with a glove firmly on the right hand, puts away Cook. And 1-2-3 go the Baysox in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left after an inning and a half. It's 6-0 Bowie on the Yard Goats Radio Network.
Friends, don't forget this series continues tomorrow afternoon. It's a doubleheader. First game at 1:10, and it's Bark in the Park Day. So bring your dog to the ball game. Should be a lot of fun as you get to see two games for the price of one. Jeff?
All right, Dan. Zach Veem will start things as we move along to the home second. 6-0 Bowie. Veem 1 for 10 this season in 3 games as a Yard Goat. And It looks at a fastball on the inside edge. It's a called strike. Paul Romer up with the right hand. And it's 0-1. Bean, Fulford, Ritter due up for the Goats. Inning number 2. Pitch is swung and there's a bullet hit towards right field. Bauer's heading back. It's over his head and clanks off the bullpen fence. Here's Bean rounding first on his way to second base, and he slides in with a double. So it's a leadoff double for the Goats. DH Zach Veen, Hartford's first hit on this Friday night.
That is the best swing Zach Veen has taken in this young season. Perfect swing. Fundamentally sound, transferred his weight while keeping his upper body back. Just a great swing by Veen, and you can understand why he was a Rockies' #1 draft pick when you see him hit that way.
Now Braxton Fulford, Goats have some work to do, down 6-0, but looking to do some damage this inning. Pitch is swung and ground ball to third base. It is fielded by Barros. So throw across the infield diamond after looking Veen back, and it's in time to get Fulford for out number 1. So he hit it hard, but he hit it right at the third baseman.
Yep, and in position was Burns.
Number 4, Ryan Ritter.
Ryan Ritter. Shortstop takes the pitch. In for strike 1. Off at second base is Veen. You're right. He put a really good swing on that pitch, on that ball. There's a swing and a miss. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, everything about it was so fundamentally sound.
I'm sure that's what scouts saw when they liked him and became the Rockies' first-round pick a couple of years ago. Ritter over 4, looking for his first hit in Goats gear this season. This one is in at 95, and it's 1-2. Ritter out of the University of Kentucky, number 13 prospect. Just his second full season in the minors. Pitch is swung on, and it's hit foul towards the roof and out towards Main Street. 1-2. Ritter scored the only run in a 1-0 opening day win April 7th in Portland. Alex Pham ready, looks off to second. And the 1-2 pitch. That is low. And the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Being good speed as he digs out his lead at second. Pham ready. Now the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Ritter's gone on strikes. That's the first strikeout for Alex Pham, and there are 2 away now. And suddenly Hartford needs a 2-out hit.
That looked like that sweeper, and taking a sweeping swing was Ryan Ritter.
Zach Okoska, the hitter, spells his name Kokoska. He's from Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Playing in his second game as a Goat. He went 1 for 4 to his AA debut. Tried to hold up with a swing here, but I think he's charged with that strike on a breaking pitch.
Yeah, Pham is throwing more breaking stuff this inning, Jeff.
He is. Okoska at Spokane last year hit above 300. He went 303, 21 doubles, 16 homers, and 53 RBI. The pitch and is low. The count, 1 ball, 1 strike. He also stole 18 bases. Pham, 24 years old, looks to second. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. The count goes to 1-2.
That was a tremendous fastball, up and in on a left-handed batter. Awfully difficult for the left-handed hitter to lay off that pitch, but perfectly placed by Pham.
Now the pitch home, that is up high, and the count goes to 2-1. Crowd and getting a little chilly here. A nice crowd coming in this Friday night, especially it rained most of the day here in central Connecticut. Pitch is swung and a ground ball over the mound towards the middle. It's got a chance, and it's by the sliding shortstop Servideo into center field for a hit. Here comes Zach Veen. He's in from second, and it's a 2-out RBI single by Zach Kokoska. And Hartford gets on the board at 6-1.
Well, Pham hung a pitch out over the plate, and Kokoska was not about to let that go by as he manages to get a base hit past the sliding Servideo. There's the first Yard Goats run scored by Zach Veen.
Well, Adiel Amador, as the Goats flip the lineup up first time against Alex Pham, and it'll get the crowd out of their seats and into it, yelling, "Let's go Yard Goats." The pitch to Adiel Amador is taken high for ball when he did score a bunt. Pham, 5'11", 165 from Union City, California. Orioles' 19th round pick out of the University of San Francisco. Pitch swinging a foul back to the screen. On that swing, Amador lost his helmet. He'll pick up that blue batting helmets, collect his thoughts, and get back in the box. Hartford's got 1 run back. They've made it a 5-run game with plenty of time to go. We're only playing in the 2nd inning. Rhodes at first base holds against Kokoska. Slightly open stance by Amador. Pitch, that's a little bit low. And the count goes to 1-2. Amador's got a purple shin guard on that right leg. Purple batting gloves as well. I'm sure he brought a lot of that stuff from Rocky spring training.
Yes.
Of course, he's on the major league roster. I'm sure he get a lot of Rockies gear out in Scottsdale. Pham ready. Here's the 1-2. Amador swings and shoots one to center, but right at Fabian. Drops back a couple of steps. He's underneath and now reaches above his shoulders and makes the catch. Puts away Amador, hits it on the screws, but he's out to end the inning. Hartford gets a run, though, after a leadoff double. 1 man left to complete. 6-1 Bowie from Duncan Park. This is Yard Goats Baseball, the Yard Goats Radio Network.
Well, off we go to the top half of the 3rd inning. Friends, Yard Goats Baseball brought to you by Eversource, official energy efficiency partner of the Hartford Yard Goats. Jeff?
All right, Dan. John Rhodes will start things. Inning number 3 we start. 6-1 Bowie. And he gets spins out of the way. The inside fastball. Did it get him? It did. It hit him. It hit him on the shin guard. Just maybe grazes the padding. Blake Goldsberry upset with himself as the leadoff hitter is aboard. Baysox in the 3rd.
Goldsberry had retired 4 in a row, sailed through that 3rd inning. Last thing he wants to do is hit a batter, but that must have just touched Rhodes.
Well, the culprit so far tonight, and he's a Connecticut native from New London, started at CCSU. Here's T.T. Bowens. He cleared the bases with a 3-run double in the 1st inning. There's the pitch to him. It swung out. There's a bullet hit towards right field. This is hit deep. Fernandez heading back to the track. It's going to hit off the fence. Rhodes around second, on his way to third. Now ranging around third base, heading home, and he scores standing without a throw. So Rhodes races in all the way from first base on a wall ball double by T.T. Bowens. And boy, he's taking aim at Hartford pitching tonight.
He sure is. I mean, he is back in his home state and having a ball. That's his second double in 2 at-bats. He now has 4 runs batted in. He had a bases-loaded double his first time up. And Roberto Mercado, the manager and third base coach, was pumping his arms the whole time, sending Rhodes in from first base on that double.
There's Colin Burns. He takes the pitch. Change up inside low for ball 1. So it's 7-1 Bowie. Dan told you this team can put up a lot of runs. Baysox took 2 out of 3 to start the season against the Reading Fightin' Phils, as the next one, a lefty hitter, is up high, including a 19-1 win in game 2. They lost opening night, but then they won their final 2 games against Reading. But 19-2 was on that Saturday. That's an impressive day at the plate. Pitch is swung on and hit foul off the end of the bat, back into the seats along third, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike.
And in that game, the current man at the plate, Colin Burns, had 7 runs batted in. That 19-2 affair.
Burns ready. Looks off to second. Now 2-1 pitch is swung on. It's lined to the air down the left field line. Falling, fading, and dropping for a hit. Here's Bowens rounding third, heading for the plate. Here comes the throw. It's up the first baseline. Bowens is in. Now Burns on the throw home goes to second. Fulford fires down. It's not in time. So it's an RBI single by Colin Burns when the throw home takes second. And the Baysox continuing to add on. It's 8-1 Bowie.
That pitch was out beyond the outside corner. That's a great piece of hitting by Burns, a left-handed batter. He just went with the pitch. It was away. He went with the pitch, served it into left field, advances to second on the throw to the plate. And right now the Baysox offense is operating on all cylinders.
Now the shortstop, Anthony Servideo. Servideo, a lefty hitter, deep in that box. Manager Roberto Mercado, we heard on pregame show from New Britain. Got to be pleased with his seeing so far. And the pitch is in for strike 1 to Servideo. Servideo 5'11", 175. He takes the pitch in for a strike. He was drafted out of the University of Mississippi, and grandfather Kurt Alfari, an 8-year Major League vet. Danny, you were talking about him the other day, the 1965 American League Rookie of the Year with the Orioles. Yep. Also won a World Series.
Yeah, Kurt Blefary won a World Series the next year in 1966.
2 is outside of the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now, many people credit the Baltimore Orioles, and properly so, for winning that 1966 World Series, because in the offseason they traded for Frank Robinson and got him from the Cincinnati Reds in a 3-player deal.
Wow. Look to second base. Now the pitch home is hit foul back to the screen. The count 1 ball, 1 strike. I didn't know that. He came from Cincinnati.
Yes, he did. And at the winter meetings in 1965, the Orioles and Reds were talking trade. The Orioles wanted to get Frank Robinson. They were going to trade Milt Pappas and a couple of other players, but the Reds insisted that Kurt Blefary be included in the trade.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. A ladder hit foul back towards the screen right behind the Goats dugout. It's 1-2.
And the Orioles said, no way. We are not including Blefary in the trade. And the deal was called off. 2 weeks later, Cincinnati called back and said, all right, we'll settle for this player named Dick Simpson. The trade was made. Blefary stayed with the Orioles. Frank Robinson was in Baltimore, too.
Wow. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is up high. That is Dan Lovallo, folks. Remembers it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great stuff.
You know, it's sad. Blefary obviously passed away at a young age, but one of his former teammates with the New York Yankees, Fritz Peterson, a left-handed pitcher, passed away today after a
we were
lengthy
talking about that
illness.
earlier. Goldsberry looks to second. The pitch is swung on, and that's it foul back to the protective screen behind the plate. Count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes to Anthony Servideo. Baysox getting it going. They did get help in the first inning with 3 walks, including a bases loaded free pass as part of a 6-run inning, but they have scored 8 times on 6 hits. We're only in the 3rd. Goldsberry ready. Looks off to second. Now throws that direction. Just back in time as Burns. Base umpire Josiah Shepard saying that he slid underneath the tag. I think the Goats dugout thought they had him. Two balls, 2 strikes. Goldsberry again ready. And the pitch home. Changeup misses outside, and the count fills now 3-2. Goldsberry spent all last year with the Yard Goats, 3-2, the .386 earned run average, and 33 games. He made 2 starts. So video waiting on a 3-2. Here it comes. Swung in on a high pop-up. Straightaway center field. This will be playable. Benny Montgomery has it measured. Comes in, he makes the catch, loses his hat as the wind takes that away in the process, and puts away Servideo for out number 1. Holding at second base is Burns.
That's a Willie Mays move. Willie Mays always used to lose his cap racing in, but then again he played at Candlestick Park. It was always windy at Candlestick too.
It is windy here tonight.
That's going to do it, Jeff, for Blake Goldsberry. Bobby Meacham heads to the mound. He's going to go to his bullpen. A pitching change here at Duncan Park, and with the score, the Baysox 8, the Yard Goats 1. We'll be back to tell you all about it in just a moment. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on the Yard Goats Radio Network. Pitching change brought to you by Trantolo and Trantolo. New pitcher in the ball game for the Yard Goats is Dugan Darnell on in relief of Blake Goldsberry. Darnell becomes the 3rd Yard Goats pitcher used tonight by manager Bobby Meacham, and we are only in the 3rd inning. Bowie on top with that 8-1 lead. For Darnell, the right-hander who pitched for the Yard Goats last season, he is making his 2nd appearance of the year. He appeared earlier in this series and pitched a scoreless inning, striking out 2. So Dugan Darnell on in relief of Blake Goldsberry here in the top of the 3rd. He enters with a runner at 2nd and 1 out. And here's Jeff.
All right, Dan. So Darnell will go against the 9-hole hitter. Connor Pavoloni, the righty hitter, is in. Off at second base is Burns. Darnell rocks and comes home. And the fastball missing high for ball 1. Now they're going to call automatic ball. I'm going to say Darnell did not get the pitch home in time. So an automatic ball. Now the 1-0. That's in for a strike right down the chute at 94. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now we knew and would be a bullpen game today. So Darnell, a 3rd arm used by Bobby Meacham. Dugan, 26 years old, out of Adrian College. Pitch swing and a miss. He's from Northville, Michigan. So he doesn't mind this chillier temperatures tonight.
No.
Darnell again ready. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Slider at 87 eats up Pavoloni, and it's the first strikeout for Dugan Darnell, and 2 away in his 3rd inning.
Jeff, the pitching line on Goldsberry, an inning and 2/3, 3 hits. At the moment, 2 runs, no walks. He struck out 2.
Dylan Beavers, the hitter. 2 runs in, 2 out, runner at second base. It is 8-1 Bowie, the pitch. That's foul back to the screen for strike 1. The Goats got behind the 8 ball early tonight. Goats got 6 runs and an 8-0 win on Wednesday. Baysox scores 6 times in the very first inning here tonight. Trying to ruin the Goats Friday night. There's the 0-1 pitch. It swung on it. Hit the air down the left field line. Thompson gives it a look, but it's going to carry back towards the Patron party deck out in left field. No chance for Sterling to make the catch. And it's 0-2 as Darnell moves into the driver's seat. 1 base runner around the bases, and that's Colin Burns at second. Infielders back, outfielders straight away. And now the pitch home. And just misses in, and the count goes to 1-2. Darnell ready. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Darnell gets him with the fastball down in the zone at 90. Mows down both that he faces in this 3rd inning. Baysox had 2 of those. They get 2 runs on a hit. And 1 man left after 2.5 innings. It is now 8-1 Bowie in the Yard Goats Radio Network. Alex Pham pitching to Sterling Thompson. And he's already behind 2 strikes. First was a fastball. Next one fouled off the end of the bat and goes foul right at home plate. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield backed up, and the outfield is straight away. Pham set the 0-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Appeal to third base. Strike 3, says third base umpire Marvick Gomez, and the crowd is not like that. As Thompson strikes out. That's a fill-in umpire tonight at third base. And Paul Roma, the crew chief, looked down to him, and Sterling said, That's the second K for Pham. 1 away now for center fielder Benny Montgomery. And he's hit home runs in each of his first 2 games here in Hartford. He looks at a breaking pitch that hooks in for a strike. Good looking pitch. Nothing in one. Hey, if you're coming to Duncan Park tomorrow, a lot happening. Of course, the Yukon Huskies parade just up the street in front of the XL Center. They'll start at the State House. There's the pitch home, and then parade up to where they play a lot of their home games right up the street. In downtown Hartford, that'll be a big event, expecting big crowds. That starts at 11. Of course, the Yard Goats game is at 1:10. Also a home show at the XL Center and a Cirque du Soleil, so you may want to try to come into Hartford a little bit earlier tomorrow if you're coming to the day game. It's a doubleheader. The pitch a little bit low. And 2 games for the price of 1 tomorrow. You get 14 innings of baseball. The weather's going to cooperate. Go to yardgoatsbaseball.com for tickets. It's Bark in the Park, so you can bring your dog to the game as well. There's the pitch. That is in for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bark at the Park's always Dan's favorite day of the year, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's one of them.
I love dogs. I have
Yes.
a dog. You have a dog. We
Yep.
love dogs.
I just don't know that my dog likes me. But
Well, I'm not so sure my dog would handle it here tomorrow, but that's my dog.
right.
But bring your dog to Duncan Park tomorrow.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Pham ready. And the pitch home. Swing. Missed strike 3. So gone on strikes is Montgomery. That's back-to-back Ks by Alex Pham. And
Right fielder number 15,
that's 2 away in this 3rd inning.
Fernandez.
That was pitched low and in, but within the strike zone. Just excellently positioned by Alex Pham, who has pitched a pretty good game at the outset.
Tonight, game 3 of 9 this season between Hartford and Bowie. There's Yanquiel Fernandez. Swings for the fences and misses strike 1. That was a breaking pitch from Pham.
Do you have to walk your dog?
No.
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 I have to walk my dog twice a day.
Do you
Susan
really?
and I will walk the dog together. But
No, I'll do it once in a while, but no. We have the fenced-in yard, so we'll let Teddy run around in the back. Run around and explore.
well, Daisy insists on being walked twice a day. Insists on it.
Twice a day.
Twice a day.
You are a much better dog owner than me, let me tell you. I'm telling you, if my dog filled out a survey, I don't think I passed. The ground ball to second, fielded by Cook. He turns and throws, and the Goats go down 1-2-3 in the 3rd. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left after 3 complete. Move to the 4th. 8-1 Bowie on the Connecticut and the Yard Goats Radio Network.
Thanks to Duncan for honoring our special hero.
Well, 3 inning totals. Bowie 8 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. Hartford 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Top of the 4th we go. Duke and Darnell back to pitch, and I tell you about us, Dan Lavallo. Dan?
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. Hello once again, everybody. Samuel Basayo leads it off. He is 0 for 2 with a run scored. Left-handed batter. Dugan Darnell rocks and deals, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 1. Jeff, we want to salute our Duncan hero among us tonight, and that's John Frazier, a lifelong Connecticut resident who's been a volunteer firefighter for over 30 years. Here's a changeup hit on 1 hop to Kokoska, who takes it to the bag for the force. One away.
Yeah, we appreciate all your service. You got a standing ovation.
Center fielder number 4, Judd
Was a volunteer firefighter for most of that time in Manchester for over 30 years, and now he's a volunteer firefighter at the age of 71 in South Windsor. Here's Judd Fabian, 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. He also has grounded out to short. Changeup misses high and tight, ball 1, 1-0. Yard Goats trailing 8-1. We are in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. And a slider, 1-1. Baysox, the Double-A affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. The Yard Goats, of course, the Double-A affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. Changeup is high. 2 balls, 1 strike on the right-handed hitting Judd Fabian. Billy Cook waits on deck. Here's the pitch. Fastball is ripped into left field, a base hit. Thompson fields the baseball, and aboard at first with his first hit of the night is Judd Fabian. And he gets a low 5 from his coach, Billy Facto. Facto is the development coach on this Bowie staff. That's the 7th hit for the Baysox.
Yeah, they brought the lumber here tonight.
Here's Cook, right-handed batter. He has walked and scored. Fly to right. The pitch misses low, ball 1, 1-0. Cook, a 10th round pick out of Pepperdine in 2021. Runner takes his lead off first. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. Entering this season, Cook was ranked as the number 30 Orioles prospect on MLB Pipeline. He's already played some at the AAA level this season. Here's a bouncing ball down the third base line, foul. He began the year at AAA Norfolk, went 4 for 8 in 2 games, and then was assigned to the Baysox on April the 5th. Remember, the AAA season started a week before the AA season, so that's how Cook was able to get some time in at the AAA level and get those 4 hits and 8 at-bats. He's up here with Fabian at first. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Dugan Darnell, already the 3rd pitcher used by the Yard Goats tonight. Here's a throw to first, and Fabian gets back. Listen, I want to get back to what you were saying before. If they did a dog survey, your dog, if your dog Teddy took the survey,
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm
you?
getting. You know what? Maybe I'm too hard on myself. There are times he likes me. There are other times where I get that just look.
Here's a swing and a miss, strike 3 as Cook goes down swinging.
How about you? You get passing grades?
Well, I don't know. I mean, my dog likes me most of the time.
Most of the time.
But I mean, these dogs have to learn they can't bite the hand that feeds you.
Right.
But Daisy's a great dog. We've had Daisy now. Daisy's a rescue, and we rescued her when she was 3 years old, and we've had her for 11 years.
Wow.
Now. Yeah. See what happens when you walk a dog twice a day?
I know. Maybe Teddy could walk me. That's the way it would turn out, I'm sure.
John Rhodes has walked and been hit by a pitch. He's also scored both times he's reached base. Bowie on top 8-1. And the pitch misses high. 1 ball, no strikes to count.
Have you and Susan always had dogs, Dan?
All the time.
Yeah.
At one time, we had 3 dogs at once. Yep. Always have had dogs. It was a menagerie at one time. We had 3 dogs and 2 cats. We're down to 1 dog. Here is a swing and a miss. 1-1.
Well, I wanted fish, but I lost the vote. No, I'm just kidding. Teddy, if you're listening.
1 ball, 1 strike the count. Here's the pitch from Darnell. Fastball is fouled back Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. That was a 94-mile-per-hour fastball from Darnell.
Yeah, he's been really effective. Came in last inning, got a couple of strikeouts, and kind of throws that kind of gyro slider, and has a really high-octane fastball.
Runner leads off first. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and grounded down to second base and dropped by Amador. His throw to first in time. So somehow he manages to pick up that baseball and get the throw off in time to nail Rhodes by a whisker. We head to the last of the fourth. Bowie 8, Hartford 1. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on the Yard Goats Radio Network.
Who's pointing at you? I thought that was your arm. That wasn't even your arm. Somebody really wanted to see you kiss. That's weird, actually. Come on. Third baseman ever Burnable.
Warming Burnable leads off the last of the fourth inning. Yard Goats trailing Bowie 8-1. Alex Pham into his fourth inning of work. Burnable lined out to short his first time up. First pitch is swung on and driven in the air to left field. Beavers has a beat on it on the warning track. He reaches up to make the catch. One pitch, one away to start the home half of the fourth inning. That was a pitch that was low in the strike zone, but low, and Burnable golfed it out to left field. Here's the left-handed hitting Zach Veen, who has scored the Yard Goats' only run on a double to right field his first time up. He later came around on a Kokoska single. The pitch, curveball, catches the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Let's check that out-of-town scoreboard presented by Budweiser. Weather has already wreaked havoc on the Eastern League schedule. 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball, low. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. The Eastern League has seen several games postponed because of inclement weather. Here's a swing and a miss and a 95-mile-per-hour fastball up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Let's see. Harrisburg at Altoona, postponed. Somerset at New Hampshire, postponed. Binghamton at Erie, postponed. 1-2 pitch is swung on and driven in the air down the left field line, foul. In fact, there are 5 doubleheaders on the Eastern League schedule tomorrow, and the Yard Goats will be playing one of them right here at Duncan Park against these Bowie Baysox starting at 1:10. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball swung and a missed, strike 3. The ball gets away from Pavolone. He chases it down to the left of the plate, fires to first in time to get Veen. It was very fast. Pavolone did not have much time. He had to scramble to his left at the curveball that was swung on and missed, actually hit home plate. And Pavolone, with no time to spare, got the throw off to first, and the first baseman Rhodes just in time. 2 down now for Braxton Fulford, who grounded out to third base his first time up. The set by Pham on the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. The reason we're saying that Binghamton at Erie game is canceled is they already have a doubleheader scheduled for tomorrow due to a postponement yesterday. Pitchers fouled back. And that would have set up back-to-back doubleheaders, and the Eastern League will not do that. Can't play back-to-back doubleheaders, so they will lose one game to the first half schedule, both Binghamton and Erie. Here's the set, the 0-2 pitch, fouled back. Now we said Somerset at New Hampshire was postponed, but they are playing another game tonight. They were scheduled for a doubleheader, but because the rain they got up there would have pushed the starting time back to 7 o'clock, they decided to go with one game tonight and play a doubleheader tomorrow. They were postponed yesterday as well. Pitch is fouled onto Main Street. First base side, out of play. No balls, 2 strikes on Fulford. In the games being played, Somerset is leading New Hampshire 8-3 in the bottom of the 7th. It's the Akron Rubber Ducks trailing the Richmond Flying Squirrels 3-2. The Flying Squirrels batting last of the 7th. Last of the 7th in Reading, it's Portland 6. The Fightin' Phils nothing. Here is a pitch in there. Strike 3 called. A 95-mile-per-hour fastball from Pham. Fulford is victimized on the strikeout. We head to the 5th. It's Bowie 8, Hartford 1. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on the Yard Goats Radio Network. Top of the 5th inning, Bowie leading by the score of 8-1. Pitching change brought to you by Trantolo and Trantolo. New pitcher in the ball game for the Yard Goats is the right-hander Juan Mejia. And he will work first to T.T. Bowens. But we already have a pitch clock violation. Second pitch clock violation involving a Yard Goats reliever. So the count starts out, well, it's going to be a batter's violation. It's going to be a strike. So it's on the batter that time. And he looks at another strike from Mejia. So the count is no balls and 2 strikes. He had a pitch clock violation by Dugan Darnell when he came on, and he started out with a count of 1-0. But this time it's Bowens hit with the violation. But the only thing he's done wrong, the Central Connecticut State University alum, has had quite a game so far. Here's a bouncing ball slowly to the left side, charged by Ritter. He gloves it on the grass, fires to first in time to get the speedy Bowens, who is finally retired. TT tonight came to the plate in the first inning with the bases loaded and cleared the bases with a double to left center. Part of a big 6-run first inning by the Baysox. Then he had an RBI double in the 3rd. He's also scored a couple of runs, but the Yard Goats finally get him out. Here's Colin Burns. Left-handed batter, and he takes a pitch low and in, ball one. 8-1. Bowie leads it here in the top of the fifth inning. Yard Goats have won the first two games of this six-game series. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball. That pitch tied up Burns, 1-1. We gave you Eastern League scores. Let's see if we can duck in some Major League scores for you on the Budweiser out-of-town scoreboard. Fastball is way inside. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count. The parent club of the Hartford Yard Goats, the Colorado Rockies, all over the Toronto Blue Jays tonight, 7-2. The Rockies are batting in the top of the fifth inning. Fastball is fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. And the parent club of the Bowie Baysox, the Baltimore Orioles, are losing at home to the Milwaukee Brewers, 7-1. The Birds are batting in the last of the fifth inning. Red Sox trailing the Angels 5-0 at Fenway. Fastball is high and outside. Full count now on Burns, the left-handed hitter. That game is in the top of the sixth inning. Mets are winning tonight, 5-1 over Kansas City. New York batting last of the fifth. Changeup is fouled off the screen, third base side. Count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes on Burns. It's the Pirates 3, the Phillies 1. They are in the middle of the seventh in Philadelphia. And the Braves have a 2-0 lead on the Marlins, bottom of the sixth in Miami. Pitch on the way is lifted, foul, third base side, out of play. It's Tampa Bay 2, the Giants 1, middle of the sixth in Tampa Bay. Tigers 1, Twins 0, top of the fourth in Detroit. And the Reds all over the White Sox, 6-0, last of the third inning in Chicago. Rangers and Astros 1-1. They've played an inning and a half in Houston. Now the payoff pitch. Fastball is fouled back. So Burns is hanging in there, fouling off pitch after pitch against Mejia. Washington at Oakland and the Cubs at Seattle later on. Same for the Cardinals at Arizona. San Diego playing the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine. Here's a swing and a foul tip. Burns still alive. The Yankees, you ask? Well, they were rained out in Cleveland. That game was called at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. And they'll make it up as part of a day-night doubleheader tomorrow. Here comes the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Changeup on the outside corner, strike 3 called. Plate umpire Paul Romer took a bit before punching out Burns. Waited, and up he came with that right arm, that punch out. And there are 2 away. Here's Anthony Servideo. He knocked in a run with a single his first time up in that big first inning. Here's a pitch that is in there for a strike, 0-1. He also flied to center. 8-1 Bowie. Baysox batting top of the fifth, 2 outs, nobody on base, and the fastball from Mejia way inside as Servideo has to skip some rope. Ball going all the way back to the screen. Mentioned earlier how Servideo's grandfather was the late Kurt Blefary, and that Blefry's teammate on the Yankees, Fritz Peterson, passed away today after a lengthy illness. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball is bounced to the right side. Chest high hop for Amador. He throws to first, and that will be that. We've got a great Fritz Peterson story we'll tell you in the last of the fifth. 4.5 in the books. Bowie 8, Hartford 1. This is Yard Goats Baseball. Last of the fifth inning, Dan Lavallo along with Jeff Dooley on a Friday night here at Duncan Park. Yard goat trailing 8-1. Ryan Ritter will lead things off. Ryan struck out swinging his first time up. Alex Pham becoming the pitcher that everybody thinks he can be, and he's proving it again tonight. First pitch is a breaking ball, low, ball 1-0. He's trying to become the first Bowie starter to go 5 innings this young season. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss at that 4-seam fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Ritter, Kokoska, and then Amador due up for the Goats here in the last of the fifth. 1-1, swing and a foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Curveball that time. Of course, the starting pitcher must go 5 innings to qualify for a win. And Pham is trying to do that. I say that fastball was clocked at 101 miles per hour. I don't know. Here's a bouncing ball down to third, charged by Burns. He fires across, not in time. Ritter beats it out. Well, that was a high, slow bouncer. Burns with the off-balance throw, throwing off his right foot. And the replay shows that Ritter did beat the throw, so he's aboard with an infield hit. And that's the 3rd hit for the Yard Goats. As Zach Kokoska comes up, but that's going to be it for Alex Pham. Pitchers have been on a pitch count of around 70. Pham is at 66. Roberto Mercado, the manager, is out there, and he figures that he might as well lift Pham now. So a nice job done by Alex Pham, but he is heading to the dugout. His night is done. Pitching change brought to you by Trantolo and Trantolo. We'll be back to tell you all about it in just a moment. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on the Yard Goats Radio Network. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. The count. Here's the set. Payoff pitch is low, ball 4. So Hennon loses Amador after coming on in relief of Alex Pham. That walk puts runners at first and second for Sterling Thompson, a left-handed batter. Thompson has grounded out to second and struck out swinging. For those watching tonight's game, pass along that Fritz Peterson story I promised. Here's a curveball. Time is called, and they're going to call a clock violation on the pitcher. So put a ball up on the count. 1 ball, no strikes, the count on Thompson. The Yard Goats with a threat going here. Runners at first and second. Hartford is trailing 8-1 here in the last of the 5th. Here's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Anyway, Peterson, who passed away today, was a very good left-handed pitcher, but he had the ill fortune of pitching on some of those awful Yankees teams of the mid and late 60s. Well, the Yankees finally were a respectable team in 1970. Here's a pitch low and outside, 2-1. They won 93 games and would have made the playoffs under today's system, but they didn't have wild card teams back then, and the Orioles won the division, winning something like 104 games. Imagine winning 93 games and not making the playoffs. There's a line shot into left field, and it's going to drop in front of Beavers for a base hit. And the Yard Goats have the bases loaded. That's a good piece of hitting by Thompson. Pitch was on the inside portion of the plate, and Sterling with an inside out swing muscled it in front of Beavers, and the Yard Goats have the bases loaded for Benny Montgomery, who hit a grand slam on Wednesday night. Going to be a pause in the action as the pitching coach Austin Main heads to the mound, and Hennon, who was handed an 8-1 lead, came on, struck out the first batter he faced, inheriting a runner at first base, but he has walked Amador, given up a single to Thompson, and now the Yard Goats have the bases loaded and are 1 swing away from getting right back into this ball game. Montgomery getting some advice from Donkeil Fernandez. That's a pretty potent 1-2 punch, Montgomery and Fernandez. Benny, a right-handed batter, facing the lefty Ryan Hennon, with Fernandez, a left-handed hitter, with power on deck, as the Yard Goats try to scratch their way back into this game. Bases loaded, 1 out. The pitch, and the fastball is way outside, ball 1, 1-0. And that bullpen for the Bowie Baysox getting busy. Hennon, the left-hander, deals, and this pitch is way outside, 2-0. Hennon cannot find the strike zone, and this crowd of 4,757 has awakened. 4,757 tonight's attendance. Here's the set and the pitch. Swing and a miss at a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count. Montgomery chasing after a pitch outside of the zone. Ritter at third, Amador at second, Thompson at first. The 2-1 pitch. Changeup is swung on and missed. 2-2. You know, Ritter is the one who made this inning, the leadoff hitter, hustling down that first base line and beating out an infield hit. Montgomery backs out of the box. Now steps back in after requesting time and having it granted by the plate umpire Paul Romer. Here's the set. The 2-2 deal. Changeup is driven in the air to left field. Beavers angling towards the line. Running, can't make the catch. 1 run is in to score. Here comes Amador. They're sending Thompson home. The throw to the plate is not in time. It is a 3-run double for Benny Montgomery, and the Yard Goats now trail 8-4. Montgomery strikes again, ripping a double into the left field corner. Beavers attempted to make the catch running towards the foul line, and Bobby Meacham sending everybody home. The throw to the plate, beaten by Thompson as he slides in feet first. And now Yanquiel Fernandez will bat. The crowd is alive. The pitch to Yanquiel is a breaking ball, and it is high ball 1-0. Benny Montgomery is having himself quite a start to this season. Pitch, breaking ball, in there for a strike, 1-1. So Hennon throwing off speed pitches to Fernandez. Montgomery leads off second. The pitch swung on and drilled down the right field line. It's going to be in there for a base hit off the wall. Montgomery is around third. He will score. Fernandez makes the wide turn at first, retreats to the bag. It is a run-scoring single, and it is now Bowie 8, the Yard Goats 5. Now the Yard Goats bats have come alive here in this fifth inning. A big 3-run double by Benny Montgomery, and now an RBI single that was scorched by Yanquiel Fernandez to right field. One hop off the wall. And now Roberto Mercado has asked for time, and he's coming out and having a conversation with the home plate umpire Paul Romer, as Hennon has been tattooed by the Hartford hitters. And now Romer is summoning third base umpire Marvick Gomez, or do they see a gate perhaps? A gate is maybe open down the left field line. That could be why Mercado had asked for the umpire. The padding has come loose. The padding has come loose. And that's the reason we had a stoppage in play, and groundskeeper is there to put the pieces back in place. Right now the pieces are falling in place for the Yard Goats. Here's Warming Burnable. Lined out to short, fly to left. Warming likes to swing at that first pitch. Fernandez leads off first. He does swing at the first pitch and misses. Strike one, 0-1. Eight to 5, Bowie. 4 runs in. Here's a pitch way outside. 1-1 the count. 36 pitches have been thrown this inning by Bowie pitchers. Alex Pham started the inning. Ryan Hennon has been hit hard. Here's a high foul first base side, out of the ballpark. One ball, 2 strikes the count. Fernandez leads off first, infield and double play depth. Pitch on the way to Burnable. This is outside. Ball 2, 2-2. 8 runs, 7 hits for Bowie. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Yard Goats. But the Goats have come alive. Burnable, the 7th Yard Goat to bat this inning. Here's a swing and a miss at a curve. Strike 3. So Warming fans, and there are 2 away. Nice breaking ball that time. Burnable chasing after that curve as it broke out of the strike zone. Now the DH, Zach Veen. Veen has doubled to right, scoring a run, and struck out. The set and the pitch. Swing and a miss at a curveball, strike 1. So Hennon trying to get out of this mess. He inherited a 7-run lead, and now it's a 3-run ball game. The set, the look to first in the pitch. Veen fakes a bunt, takes the pitch way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike the count on the left-handed hitter. He asks for time, and it's granted by Paul Romer. Now Veen steps back in. Hennon holds the ball behind his back. The left-hander comes set at the waist in the pitch. Breaking ball is ripped to right field, but it's going to drop in there for a base hit. Fernandez stops at second. For some reason, Bowen stopped. Looked as if he was going to run in and perhaps make a attempt at a shoestring catch, but then he stopped. Kind of, as we watch the replay, took a circle route to that baseball rather than running straight in. Had he run straight in, he might have had a chance at a catch. And that's going to be it for Hennon. Our second pitching change this inning as the manager, Roberto Mercado, heads to the mound and motions to the bullpen. Pitching change here at Duncan Park with a score. Bowie 8, Hartford 5. We'll be back to tell you all about it in just a moment. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on the Yard Goats Radio Network. New pitcher in the ball game is Cade Stroud. Ryan Hennon not able to get the job done here in this fifth inning. Ends up pitching 2/3 of an inning. At the moment, allows 3 runs, but the men on base are his responsibility. He walked 1, struck out 2, ended up throwing 31 pitches. Remember, he came on with the inning already having started. Ryan Ritter began the inning with an infield hit off of starting pitcher Alex Pham. And now Cade Stroud enters the ball game. Stroud pitched 2 scoreless innings and struck out 2 hitters in the Yard Goats home opener on Tuesday night. Braxton Fulford will bat, the 9th Yard Goat to bat this inning, as Stroud enters for the 3rd time this season, 2nd time in this series. Here's the set and the pitch. Fastball is low and in, ball 1, 1-0. Fernandez, the runner at second. Veen, the runner at first. Fulford, the tying run at the plate. The set and the pitch. Swing and a miss at a low fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. This is a righty-righty matchup here. Cade Stroud, 6'2", 200-pound right-hander from Fort Worth, Texas. Pitch on the way, swing and a foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Braxton Fulford is from Lubbock, Texas. So, a couple of Texans going at it here with Fulford, the tying run at the plate. Yard Goats trailing 8-5, 4 runs in, runners at first and second, 2 outs, and the 1-2 pitch on the way. Fastball is popped up on the infield. It is playable. Who's going to get it? Racing in is the third baseman, Burns, and battling that wind. Somehow he makes the catch, ending a wild last of the 5th. A 5th inning which sees the Yard Goats score 4 runs. The big blow, a 3-run double by Benny Montgomery. We head to the 6th. It's Bowie 8, Hartford 5. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on the Yard Goats Radio Network. Well, Juan Mejia about to begin his second inning of relief for the Yard Goats, facing Connor Pavoloni, who has reached on an infield hit, knocking in a run, and struck out. And the first pitch misses high and outside, ball one. Mejia had a 1-2-3 fifth inning. Now the right-hander deals. Fastball is low, 2-0 the count. Mejia on the Colorado Rockies 40-man roster. Rockies love his arm. He's got a great fastball. 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses outside, ball three, 3-0. Mejia, 6'3", 200 pounds, from Santo Domingo. He is 23 years of age. He will turn 24 on the 4th of July. And here's the pitch, low, ball 4. So on 4 pitches, Pavoloni walks after what was a lengthy last of the 5th inning when the Yard Goats batted around and scored 4 times. So that might have impacted Mejia. Here's the left fielder, Dylan Beavers. He has singled to left and struck out twice. His base hit started that 6-run first inning when the Baysox batted 10 men. Here's a pitch high and outside, ball 1 to the left-handed hitting Beavers. That's 5 balls thrown by Mejia to start this 6th inning. The right-hander deals, and the changeup is popped up into shallow right field. It's going to drop in there for a base hit. Around second, digging for third is Pavoloni. The throw goes to second. A broken bat loop single into right field by Beavers puts runners at first and third with nobody out to start the top of the 6th inning. That pitch was inside, and Beavers somehow muscled it in front of Fernandez in shallow right field, broke his bat in the process, and here come the Baysox. Yard Goats in desperate need of a shutdown inning, but we shall see as Samuel Basayo settles in. Basayo has reached on a fielder's choice, struck out and grounded out to first. And here's a drive to deep right center field. Montgomery on his horse turns, and he makes the catch, crashing against the wall. Oh my goodness, what a catch by Benny Montgomery. That ball had extra bases written all over it, and Montgomery on his horse, running towards the gap in right center field, made the catch, braced himself against the padded wall. A spectacular catch by Benny Montgomery. Here's a throw to first, and Beavers gets back. That ball was hit so hard that Connor Pavoloni scored all the way from second base, making it 9-4. That'll give you an idea how deep that ball was hit. Here's a pitch that is in there for a strike. 9-4. Beavers the runner at first. Here's a fastball high. You are not going to see a sacrifice fly hit any longer than that. I mean, that was just a great catch by Montgomery, and the ball was hit so deep that Pavoloni alertly tagged at second base and came in to score. So it is 9-4 Bowie. Here's a pitch low for a ball. Three balls, 1 strike the count now on the right-handed hitter Judd Fabian, who is 1 for 2 tonight. Beavers dances off first, and the pitch swung on and ripped into center field. It is a base hit. Up the ball is Montgomery, around second, digging for third is Beavers. Here comes the throw. He slides, the ball bounces away, alertly backed up by Mejia, but on the throw, moving to second base, is Fabian. So that ball was tattooed, and Montgomery was playing Fabian to hit to the opposite field, so he had to run a distance. His throw was wide of third, eluded Bernabel, backed up by Mejia. Beavers advancing to third base, and Fabian to second base. And now the infield is drawn in for Billy Cook. And the pitch to Cook is hit high in the air to deep right center. Ranging back is Montgomery on the track. He turns and has to play it off the wall. In to score is Beavers. Around third is Fabian. He will score. It is a 2-run triple for Billy Cook. And just like that, Bowie has an 11-5 lead. The infield in. Billy Cook just tattooed that baseball off the wall in center. No way Montgomery was going to make that catch. That scored Beavers. That scored Fabian. And Cook ends up at third base as John Rhodes is the batter. And the infield is still drawn in with the Yard Goats trailing 11-5. And here's a pitch high and outside, ball 1-0. Pitch is swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. (11-5) Bowie, and the pitch. Swung on and a bouncing ball to third, short, fielded by Ritter. He throws to first. Scoring from third base is Cook. And just like that, it is 12-5 Baysox. So they come right back after the Yard Goats had cut the lead to 3 to score 4 runs of their own, and they now lead it 12-5. And here's T.T. Bowens, who's had a night. A 3-run double, a run-scoring double, and he scored 2 runs. Breaking ball is on the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes, the count. Bowie now has 12 runs on 10 hits. The Yard Goats 5 runs on 7 hits. Here's the set by Mejia and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Bowen strikes out, and that ends the inning, but it is a big one for the Baysox as they come back and score 4 times. We head to the last of the 6th with the score. Bowie 12, Hartford 5. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on the Yard Goats Radio Network.
(12-5), the Bowie Baysox lead your Hartford Yard Goats. Injury report presented by St. Francis Hospital. The good news is the Yard Goats have a clean bill of health. They are not injured at all. 0 reports on the injured list presented by St. Francis Hospital. Dan?
Jeff, new pitcher in the ball game is Zachary Peak, as Ryan Ritter will lead off the last of the 6th inning. And the fastball is high, ball 1-0. So Peak becomes the 4th pitcher used by his manager, Roberto Mercado. The right-hander who wears number 60 delivers an overhand fastball that's fouled behind home plate and out of the ballpark. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Well, the Yard Goats had come back with 4 runs in the last of the 5th to make it an 8-5 Bowie lead, but the Baysox struck 4 times in the top of the inning. There's a base hit to left field by Ritter, who's 2 for 3, as he singles in between third and short.
That was pretty fantastic. Now batting, Zach Picasso.
This could be one of those games, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Hartford got right back into it with a 4-run 5th inning, but the Baysox get 4 in the top of the 6th to get more space again.
So the runner at first base is Ryan Ritter as Zach Kokoska settles in. Kokoska knocked in a run with a single in the 2nd and looked at a 3rd strike in the 5th inning. And the pitch is low and away, ball 1, 1-0. Stroud, by the way, who came on in that 5th inning, ends up pitching just a 1/3 of an inning. Here's the pitch way outside, ball 2, 2-0 the count. Pitched a 1/3 of an inning, and that was it. Remember, there's a doubleheader tomorrow, so Mercado may use him tomorrow. 2-0 pitch is low, ball 3, 3-0 the count. Right now, the Bowie pitchers are having a difficult time throwing strikes. Now the set and the 3-0 pitch. There's a fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 3-1. Peak comes set and the 3-1 pitch. Fastball is on the inside corner, a called strike, 3-2. Zach Peak, told you, is a right-hander. Now he takes a long look at his catcher. Ritter with a lead off first and the pitch in the dirt, ball 4. So how's that for a start to the inning, Jeff? Runners at first and second and nobody out.
Well, see if they can continue to put runs on the board. It's been a lot of offense here tonight for both sides.
Peak is a tall fella, goes at 6'3", 25 years of age. He's from Pineville, North Carolina. Aboard at first base is Zach Kokoska. And the Yard Goats have the leadoff hitter, Dial Amador, who will turn around and bat left-handed. Amador tonight is fly deep to left, lined out to center, and walked. And the first pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Now the pause, the look to second base, and the pitch. Overhand fastball is inside. 1-1 the count. Now time is called as Pavoloni, the Bowie catcher, will head to the mound and have a word with Zach Peak. Began his career in the Los Angeles Angels system. Peak was acquired in a trade by the Orioles back in December of 2019 during the winter meetings. He will turn 26 on May 6th. There's Yard Goats first-year manager Bobby Meacham, who once managed in this league for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. Bobby excited to be managing again this year. And he's encouraging his Yard Goats. They have runners at first and second with nobody out. Hartford trailing 12-5 here in the last of the 6th inning. And Dial Amador, the batter. Here's a pitch that is low and inside, 2-1. Dial Amador, the #1 prospect in the Colorado Rockies organization. They love the way he plays second base a position he's really learning. He's a shortstop by trade. Here's a swing and a foul back, and Amador goes down. He's okay. He asks for time, and it's granted. 2-2 the count. Bowie scored 6 runs in the first inning tonight as the Baysox sent 10 men to the plate. Yard Goats came up with a run in the second. Bowie added 2 in the third. Hartford 4 in the fifth. Bowie 4 in the sixth. A wild top of the sixth where Benny Montgomery made one of the greatest catches you're ever going to see. There's a foul. That's off of Amador's instep, rolling towards the Bowie dugout on the first base side.
Yeah, it was a great catch. And again, he's just getting used to playing center fielder at Duncan Park. This is just his 3rd game.
Yeah, I mean, that ball was hit so far that Pavoloni was able to tag up at second base and come around to score. Amador being given some time to shake off that foul tip off his instep. Now he's back in there. Ritter leads off second. Kokoska off first as Amador digs in. The pitch swung on and grounded sharply into left field. It is a base hit. All the runners will move up a base, and the Yard Goats have the bases loaded with nobody out.
Well, you know, you got to like what you're seeing with this offense. You know, the ability to show that you're never out of a game. And they were down 6-0 before they came to the plate, and chipping away. And then after giving up 4 more runs in the 6th inning, they're coming back to load the bases in the bottom half. And they're a couple of hits away, Dan, from getting right back into the game again.
I mean, Sterling Thompson is 1 swing away from getting the 4 runs back that the Yard Goats gave up in the top of the 6th. Sterling is grounded out to second, singled, and singled. Here's the set and the pitch. Curveball is low and in, ball 1. And right now, these Bowie pitchers cannot throw strikes. Hennon has had a difficult time locating the strike zone. Stroud came on and retired, the only batter he faced. And Peak is struggling. Here's the set. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball is driven down the left field line. It's in there for a base hit. Here is Ritter in to score. Around third and coming in is Kokoska. He will score. It is a 2-run double for Sterling Thompson. And it is now Bowie 12, the Yard Goats 7. Great piece of inning by Thompson. He took a pitch out over the plate and ripped a double to the base of the wall in left field. So, Jeff, here come the Yard Goats.
And you have to watch how you pitch Benny Montgomery, because he has had quite the homestand, including a base-clearing 3-run double his last AB in the 5th. He's seeing the ball awfully well.
He sure is. So Montgomery is the man you want up in this situation. And the shift is on against the right-handed hitting Montgomery. Here's the set and the pitch. Breaking ball is on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Might have been the cutter from Peak. By the way, Thompson knocking in his first 2 runs of the season. Pitch is swung on and missed, 0-2. The hits are even at 10 apiece. Neither team has committed an error. Yard Goats trailing 12-7. Now the pitch. Breaking ball is way outside, 1-2 the count. Yanquiel Fernandez is on deck. Amador, the runner at third. Thompson, the runner at second. The set and the 1-2 pitch. Low, nice block by Pavoloni. And that advances the count to 2-2.
Oh, Peak down with a couple of good pitches outside of the zone, trying to get Montgomery to chase. But boy, he's showing really good plate discipline. Kind of spit at both pitches. But now, Peak, you don't want to go 3-2. We'll see. I mean, first base is open. A walk might not be the worst thing in the world, but you'd think he would come across here with a strike.
He's got to come at him because you've got Fernandez on deck who could make this a 1-run game with 1 swing if he walks Montgomery. 2-2 the count. Here's the set and the pitch. Overhand curve is fouled onto Main Street. Count remains at 2-2.
Won't give in and throw him a fastball. Last couple of sliders, and that last pitch a curveball.
Now Peak holds the set at the waist and delivers, and the fastball is swung on and missed, strike three. A 96-mile-per-hour fastball. It was a high fastball, high heat, and Montgomery fans for the first out of the inning.
Well, you'd like to get at least one more this inning. Second and third, nobody out. It'd be great to get two, but you want to try to get one and get back in this game. Or a hit here can make it a 3-run game.
Now Yanquiel Fernandez facing Peak, who missed most of last year recovering from Tommy John surgery. Here's a curve. Inside, ball one, 1-0. Like you said, Jeff, the Yardgoats would like to pick up at least one run here. All they really need is a base hit. 1-0. Fastball is fouled back. 1-1 the count. Yanquiel has walked tonight, grounded out to second, and knocked in a run with a single to right field. Goats have runners at second and third with one out. The infield plays Fernandez to pull. The 1-1 pitch to the lefty is fouled towards that first base dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Roberto Mercado, the Bowie manager, on the top step of the dugout, watching the action. He was our pregame guest. Jeff recording an interview which will be played to the big crowd tomorrow on the video board in between games of the doubleheader.
Yeah, what a great guy. So happy for what he's done.
Here's the set and the 1-2 pitch. Fastball is way high, and that moves the count to 2-2. Peak was acquired by the Baltimore Orioles organization in the Dylan Bundy deal back in 2019. Now the set and the 2-2. Breaking ball is fouled into the Bowie dugout on the first base side. Fernandez somehow managed to pull that pitch, which was low and in. Give you an idea of his bat speed, Jeff.
Mm-hmm. He can get that thing through the zone pretty quickly.
Now the set and the 2-2 pitch. Fastball is lifted off the third base side, out of play.
Power versus power. He came across with a fastball at 96, and Fernandez sends it back into the seats.
Fernandez ranked number 72 among the top 100 players in minor league baseball. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Misses outside, ball 3. Off-speed pitch, changeup. And the count moves to 3-2. He's got to come at him here, Jeff, I would think.
I would think so. You just want to stay away from his wheelhouse.
Burnable on deck. The set. Payoff pitch. Misses outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And just like that, Warming Burnable becomes the 7th Yard Goat to bat this inning. This is almost a repeat of the 5th inning when the Yard Goat scored 4 times. In that inning, Burnable became the 7th batter in the inning. And that's going to be it, I believe, for Peak, Jeff, as Roberto Mercado makes the slow walk to the mound. And we're going to have yet, I think, another pitching change.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's Mercado that's out there talking to everybody.
He hasn't motioned yet, and it's probably because he hadn't gotten a pitcher up to warm. So he's probably buying some time as the plate umpire, Paul Romer, heads to the mound. Unless Mercado has decided to take things into his own hands here rather than sending out the pitching coach. Long conversation. Normally when Mercado comes out, that signifies a pitching change. But He's out there talking, and yep, that's what he was doing, Jeff. He was buying time.
Exactly.
Yep.
The pitching change coming to you from Duncan Park with the bases loaded. It's presented by Trentolo and Trentolo. We'll take a break, come back, and tell you about the new Baysox pitcher. Next, it is 12-7 Baysox and the Art Goats Radio Network.
Well, the new pitcher in the ball game is Logan Reinhardt. Pitching change brought to you by Trentolo and Trentolo. Zach Peak ends up pitching a third of an inning, allowing 3 hits. At the moment, 2 runs, and the 3 men on base are his responsibility. He walked 2, struck out 1, and threw 31 pitches. So you've had one Bowie pitcher tonight who pitched 2/3 of an inning and threw 31 pitches, and another Bowie pitcher who pitched a third of an inning and threw 31 pitches. That's 62 pitches for a total of 1 inning. As Warming Burnable settles in with the bases loaded, 1 out, 2 runs in, Yard Goats trailing 12-7. Burnable, who likes to swing at that first pitch, comes up empty on the pitch here. Strike 1, 0-1. That was a pitch loaned away, but Burnable went after it. Warming is 0 for 3 tonight. Here's the set and the pitch. Fastball is grounded wide of third. Burns goes to second for 1, and the ball is juggled by Cook. But the runner is out at second base. Scoring from third base is Amador, and it is now 12-8 Bowie. So Burnable is aboard on the fielder's choice. Fernandez is erased down there at second base. And Warming picks up a run batted in.
Yeah, it looked like it had a shot to be a double play when it left his bat. A hit here would be huge for Zach Veen, and he had a bullet double in the second inning.
Zach is 2 for 3 in this game. He blooped a single into right field, and that 4-run fifth. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. There goes the runner from first. The pitch is swung on and missed. Head first dive by Burnable as he steals second base.
Well, how about a hit here, Dan? It's probably a 2-run game with 3 innings to play.
Oh, without a doubt, yep. 12-8. Remember, the Yard Goats were trailing 8-1 at one point. It's now a 12-8 ball game. No balls, 1 strike the count on the left-handed hitting Veen. The pitch in the dirt, bounces away from Pavoloni. He plays it to his left, and the runners hold their ground. Thompson at third, Burnable at second.
One thing both teams are showing is you have to play 9 innings.
Without a doubt, yep. And you have to pitch.
Yep.
Got to throw strikes. I mean, to have 2 pitchers combined for 1 inning of work and throw 62 pitches is unacceptable. There is a fastball outside, ball 2, 2-1 from Logan Reinhardt. Reinhardt, the 5th pitcher used by the Baysox, who are in the 6th inning. Here's the pitch outside, ball 3. Keep in mind the starter, Alex Pham, pitched 4 innings plus 1 batter in the 5th. Since then, they have needed 4 pitchers to get through the rest of the 5th, and we're not through the 6th yet. 3-1 the count on Veen. The pause, And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. An off-speed pitch that was in the strike zone according to TrackMan. Dean went down after it. Now the count moves to 3-2. What do you think he throws here? Cheese?
Yeah, I think he's got to stay with his fastball.
Reinhardt pauses. The payoff pitch. Breaking pitch.
Nope.
Swing and a miss. The ball gets away from the catcher. Here's the throw down to first, and Veen is out on the strikeout.
Got him with a slider.
Yep. Wild last of the sixth. The Yard Goats tack on 3 runs. We head to the 7th with a score. Bowie 12, Hartford 8. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on the Yard Goats Radio Network. New pitcher in the ball game for the Yard Goats is Brendan Hardy as we head to the top of the 7th. Yard Goats trailing 12-8 and ready to carry us home on what has been a wild night here in Duncan Park. Once again, here's the voice of the Yard Goats, Jeff Dooley.
Thank you, Dan. We've still got 3 more innings to go. 12-8 Bowie. Dan mentioned a wild one. Hardy on the pitch, and Colin Burns takes a fastball right down the pike at 91, 0-1. Goats were down, Dan, 8-1 going to the 5th inning. Big hit by Benny Montgomery helped build a 4-run inning, but then the Baysox got 4 in the top of the 6th. Hartford responding with 3 of their own in the bottom half. Pitch is swung out as a bullet foul. First base out of the count goes to 2 strikes.
Jeff, there's been a total of 11 runs scored in the last inning and a half.
How about that? Hey, you see that a lot of times. Well, you can see it all summer, but I noticed it a lot in April. Brendan Hardy was property of the Mets, played in the Eastern League at Binghamton, and is now trying to make it as a Rocky. Made his debut the other day. Pitched in Wednesday's game, pitched a clean inning. Or a scoreless inning to give up 2 hits. No walks, 2 strikeouts. The pitch, that's a little bit low. And the count 1-2. Burns, Servideo, and Pavoloni, the 3 featured for the Orioles affiliate here in the top of the 7th. Hardy rocks in the 1-2. That is low. And the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. It'll be a quick night tonight for both of these teams with a day game tomorrow at 1:10. Be the first day game for the Yard Goats this season. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That misses low, and the count fills 3-2. Game 1. Connor Van Scoy will get the starting assignment. And game 2 for the Goats. Really talented lefty from Miami, Carson Palmquist, who was great in Portland. Pitch is swung out. That's hit towards center field. It'll hang up long enough for Benny Montgomery to cruise underneath and make the catch. He captures it on the fly, and Burns is the first out of the 7th inning after a lengthy battle.
Jeff, the pitching line for Juan Mejia tonight: 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 4 runs earned. He walked 1, struck out 2, ended up throwing 35 pitches.
Anthony Servideo has a hit in 3 trips. He contributed to that 6-run first inning with an RBI hit. He singled that inning. Pitch from Hardy. And that's in for strike 1. That time he works at the top half of the zone. Now the 0-1 pitch is swung out on a lazy pop-up in a short left field. Sterling Thompson over to get it, moves to his right, and makes the catch with that glove in the left hand. And Servideo becomes the second out of the 7th inning. The last time we had a 1-2-3 inning was the 5th inning. He's only been actually through 2 1-2-3 innings tonight in the first 6 innings.
Yeah, I mean, you get a game like this, 12-8. Not going to get many 1-2-3 innings, I guess.
Nope. Connor Pavoloni, the hitter. He is 1 for 2 with a walk and takes the pitch in for strike 1.
Hardy, by the way, who was out there, pitched in the game on Wednesday night. Hurled a scoreless inning, gave up 2 hits, struck out 2.
Infield backed up, and the outfield is straight away. The 0-1 pitch. It's a little bit low, and the count 1-1 strike. That fastball from Hardy at 93. Goats won their only game they played in Portland, Maine. That was on Sunday, the season opener. Baysox won 2 out of 3 against Reading. This is the second series of the year. Both of these clubs, the 1-1. That's outside. The count goes to 2-1. Goats will head to New Jersey to take on Somerset. That's the Yankees affiliate all of next week. But a chance to catch the hometown team in action tomorrow with 2 games at the price of 1, a twin bill at 110, and then a 9-inning game 110 on Sunday. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It swung in, and a high fly ball hit towards left. Here's Thompson heading back towards the track at the fence. It's gone. A 2-out solo home run by Connor Pavoloni. And the Baysox tack one on to make it 13-8.
Jeff, I had a hunch that ball was going to leave the ballpark. It was a hanging curve from Hardy. Now credit Pavoloni because he had to turn on that pitch. It was inside, and as it turns out, a very costly pitch thrown by Hardy because that ball only exited at 99 miles per hour, and the pitch came in at 74 miles per hour.
He hung it. Dylan Beavers, the hitter. 2 out of 4 tonight. Pitch to him, swinging and miss, strike 1.
I mean, that was one of those home runs that unfolded in slow motion.
Yeah, the Goats offense coming up with 8 runs today, but pitching has had difficulty getting stops. Hardy has that glove in front of the face, now reaches in for the baseball. Here comes his 0-1. In for a strike, inner half, 0-2. Hardy ready with an 0-2 pitch. And here it is. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ball drop with the catcher, but Fulford will put the tag on Beavers. Didn't even leave the box. And that's a strikeout to end the inning. Baysox pick up a run and a solo home run. Stretch time in Hartford. It's 13-8 Baysox.
will not be sold for the end of the seventh inning.
Well, a great job by Isabella Lofredo singing God Bless America. Fans have stood for the 7th inning stretch, and the Yardgoats still have 9 outs to go to try to get back into this ball game. They are trailing 13-8 in what has been a wild one here at Duncan Park, and it's not over yet. The Yardgoats sent 9 men to the plate in the 5th and scored 4 runs. They sent 8 men to the plate in the 6th and scored 3 runs. In the last 2 at-bats, they have scored 7 runs on 8 hits. They trail by 5. Logan Reinhardt still out there. And once again, here's Jeff.
All right, Dan, Goats have some work to do. Trailing 13-8 now with 3 at-bats to go as we go to the home half of the 7th. Reinhardt on against Braxton Fulford as the catcher is in from the right side. And the pitch to him is in for strike 1. Reinhardt, a tall right-hander. And the pitch that is outside of the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. "13 runs and 11 hits for Bowie." The pitch is swung on. A chopper left side, cut off by the shortstop. Servideo plants and throws, and it's in time to get the backstop Fulford for out number 1.
I'm guessing, and you never know early in the season, but I'm guessing with a doubleheader in the afternoon, followed by a night game, neither team is going to take batting practice tomorrow. It's possible they might, but they don't need to take batting practice after this game tonight.
Yes. We always used to laugh. Remember the days they wouldn't take batting practice? They'd score 12 runs.
Right.
And days they hit, most days they don't get that many. As Ryan Ritter, the shortstop, is in and takes the pitch outside for ball 1.
And they actually hit in the cage today, both teams, because there was no outdoor batting practice. This field was covered still, and then they had to get it ready for the game following the all-day rain.
Pitch is swung on and pulled third base, but foul. Goes with 8 runs, but they trail 13-8 here in the 7th. Logan Reinhardt ready. And the pitch that is outside of the count, goes to 2-1.
Jeff, there have been a total of 10 pitchers used in this game, and it's not over yet.
It is not. Pitch that is up high, and the count goes to 3-1. Ritter, a couple of hits, wants to keep things going. Swinging a foul straight back to the screen behind the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Alex Pham started, and then the bullpen really struggled. Goats getting back into this game. Reinhardt came to the Orioles in a trade with Seattle. He's from Upland, California. And time is called. And the fans will get on the Baysox as Connor Pavolini wants to chat with Logan Reinhardt.
You know, Jeff, you mentioned struggling as we check that out-of-town scoreboard presented by Budweiser. Red Sox got shut out at Fenway Park tonight, 7-0, and they are winless at home. And Alex Cora had made a big deal on Monday before the Red Sox home opener, how they need to do a better job of winning games at Fenway Park, how they have to get back to having teams fear the Red Sox when they go into Fenway. So far, the Red Sox are 0-4 at home.
3-2 pitch, and that's in there for a call. 3rd strike, so Ritter takes it. Does not love the call from Paul Romer, the home plate umpire. That's the first strikeout for Reinhardt, and They were 2-away in the 7th inning. Yeah, you love to try to protect that home turf in Boston. And, you know, one series going in, but not a great start at the old Fens for the Sox.
And Alex Cora is correct. I mean, I remember teams would go into Fenway Park and they would fear the Red Sox.
Yep. Reinhardt, his first full season with the Baysox, dealing to Zach Kokoska. And the pitch, swinging and miss, strike one.
I mean, there were some years where the Red Sox didn't lose 20 games at home in a 81-game home season.
Yep. Pitch from Reinhardt, swinging and miss. Off-speed pitch at 82, and it's 0-2. Reinhardt pitched collegiately at Cal Baptist University. This is his third outing. He pitched on the 9th here at Duncan Park, and he made his season debut on the 5th in Reading. There's the pitch. That is outside. And the count 1-2.
Jeff, the Yard Goats parent club, the Colorado Rockies, on the verge of a much-needed victory. They are pouring it on the Toronto Blue Jays, winning 12-2 in the top of the 9th inning.
Next one nearly hit him. Off-speed pitch at 72, kind of a looping curveball, and Kokoska's got the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Ryan McMahon continues his hot start. 4 for 6 tonight. He's now batting at .415. Our buddy Ezekiel Tovar, 2 for 5 with 2 runs batted in. He's hitting .340 on the year.
Pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Kokoska strikes out swinging. And the side is retired. Goats go in order in the 7th. 7 complete. We head to the 8th. 13-8 Baysox.
Now there's a look at the Hartford Stag, perched atop the upper deck and right. Some of the fans wearing their bowling jerseys as a giveaway tonight. Getting that last snack. Pitching change brought to you by Trancholo and Trancholo. Jeff, as Bryce McGowan enters the game.
Some chips in the top of the 8th inning. Not bad.
And that jersey, that bowling jersey.
That's pretty cool. So McGowan in the pitch. He's the 6th pitcher used by Bobby Meacham. Samuel Messiah, the hitter, swings and misses here. Fastball 92. There's 0-2.
Rice made his Yard Goats debut on Wednesday night. Pitched a scoreless 9th inning. Struck out a batter.
Siosine is an international free agent. Orioles number 2 prospect. Pitch. That's a little bit low, and the count goes to 1-2. Boy, that time McGowan getting that fastball to 97. The pitch, it's fouled back to the screen behind the plate. It stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. Messiah 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And a sac fly in the 6th inning. A couple of big innings for the Baysox. They got 6 in the 1st, and they got 4 in the 6th. Messiah recovering from right elbow stress fracture he suffered last season. Next one is fouled off. The count 1-2. He started last season at Delmarva and finished the year at Bowie. Played the final 4 games for the Baysox in 2023. McGowan trying to polish him off for the first out of the 8th inning. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, so he gets him on strikes. Got him with a slider down in the zone at 86. A good vertical movement on that pitch as he puts it by the DH. That's out number 1. Judd Fabian, the hitter now. Judd with a couple of hits tonight, 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. And that is in for strike 1, a fastball at 97. Pitch. It's up high in the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fabian's 2nd round pick, 2022 out of Florida, swings and bounces one out to short. Ritter fields the ball, brings it to his body, now slings it over to the first baseman Kokoska. And Fabian disposed of for out number 2. Doubleheader tomorrow. Game 1 for the Goats will be Connor Van Scoy. He makes his season debut. And then the Goats will be 1 time through the rotation, as this will be game 5 of the season. Carson Palmquist, who started the opening game, will pitch game 2. Billy Cook swings and misses. A fastball at 95, strike 1. Cook a 2-run triple in the 6th inning. Next one is up high in the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Billy Cook, 10th round pickup, Pepperdine. He's a top 30s prospect, listed right at number 30. There's a strike changeup in, and it's 1-2. Cook actually began the season at AAA Norfolk and went 4 for 8 in 2 games, and then was sent to Bowie on the 5th when they were ready to begin the Eastern League season. So he's already got AAA time under his belt. He swings here and pops it up. Left side of the diamond. This should end the inning. Here's the shortstop Ritter. He is there and he makes the catch to end the inning. So 1, 2, 3 go the Baysox in the 8th. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Goats have some work to do. It's 13-8 Bowie.
New pitcher in the ball game is Keegan Gillis. Tall right-hander making his second appearance in this series. Gillis, 6'8", 255 pounds from Metairie, Louisiana. He was a 15th round draft pick by the Orioles in 2021 out of Tulane. And he'll work to the top of the Yard Goats order. Jeff?
That'll start, Dan, with Adiel Amador, the Rockies' #1 prospect. He's got a hit tonight. And he looks at a fastball at 94, in for strike one. Amador's been on base his last 2 at-bats with a single and a walk. He has scored twice. Open stands for the second baseman. Operating from the windup. Gillis rocks and comes home. The slider misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gillis, the 6th pitcher used by the Baysox. Both teams have used 6 arms tonight. Here's the 1-1. That's in for a strike, and the count goes to 1-2. And some team, whoever it is going to use a really nice offensive night and lose. The Goats with 8 runs, the Baysox with 13. But you score either 13 or 8, and you expect to win the game.
That's right.
That is baseball, and certainly that is April baseball. 1-2 pitch, swing a ground ball, sharply hit, knocked down by the second baseman Cook. He's got it, sets his feet and throws in time to get Amador for out number 1.
Left fielder number 7, Sterling.
Gillis, as Dan mentioned, pitched the other night. Sterling Thompson, the batter. And the pitch to him sails all the way to the backstop. And it got away from Gillis. Gillis, 6'8", 255. He is a big boy. 15th round pick of the Birds out of Tulane. Second season in Bowie. Nails the inner half with a fastball at 94. Evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last year, Gillis posted career highs in games, innings, and strikeouts. Pitch, swing and a miss. And the count goes to 1-2. Infield backed up, and the outfield is straight away. And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Came back with a slider to get his first strikeout to Gillis as Thompson fans. And there were 2 away in the 8th inning.
And that's what you have to do, challenge the hitters, and that's what he did with Thompson. Came right at him.
Now Benny Montgomery, 1 out of 3, a 3-run base clearing double in the 5th inning. He takes the pitch, peeled to first base. Josiah Shepard says he goes around, so it's a strike, and it's 0-1. And 1 pitch is swung on and chopped foul at home plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Gillis looking to make quick work of the Yard Goats here in this 8th inning. 13-8. Bowie leads Hartford. The Goats won the first 3 games out of the chute, but Bowie trying to ruin their perfect start here tonight. Now the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got on the fastball, 96. That in the upper half of the strike zone. And Montgomery can't get the high heat. We played 8. We go to the 9th. It's 13-8 Bowie.
Well, Bryce McGowan pitched a 1-2-3 eighth inning. Manager Bobby Meacham now wants to give the left-hander Austin Kitchen some work, so Kitchen comes on. He appeared on opening night here at Duncan Park. Pitched 2 2/3 innings, allowed 2 hits, a run, walked 1, and struck out 2. So Austin Kitchen ready to go to work, and here's Jeff.
Yeah, lefty has been very good in his time with the Goats, and first one, a sweeping curveball, is in for strike 1. Rhodes 2 out of 0 for 2 today with a walk and a hit batsman. The next one, fastball in for a strike. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Next one missing outside of the counts, 1-2. Pitch is swung out, and that's lifted in the air towards left field. Thompson backing up, well shy of the warning track, turns, and he makes the catch, and puts away John Rhodes for the first out of the 9th inning. T.T. Bowens has had a day. First 2 at bats, he drove in 4 runs, a 3-run double in the first inning to highlight that 6-run first, then RBI double in the 3rd. Sends a ground out and a strikeout. Lefty Kitchen is set. The pitch is swung on. Chop left side. It's got a chance. Up at the third base and Burnable. A high throw, though, will bring the first baseman Kokoska off the bag. And safely at first base is T.T. Bowens. He is on for the 3rd time tonight.
That was a nice play by Warming just to make a sliding stop and come up with the baseball and then do a 360. And his throw was wide. I'm not so sure a good throw would have gotten him.
Yeah, be an infield hit, I'm sure. As the third baseman Colin Burns is in. Burns 1 out of 4. Rolls up the third baseline. That is going to be a fair ball. Burnable went into the back and he couldn't do it. It was going to hit the bag. So that'll be a scratch single for Colin Burns. And Baysox have 2 on with 1 out.
Well, that's a perfect bunt right there. Rolling,
Yep.
Hugging the line the entire distance from home plate to third base.
Kind of a push bunt.
Well, I mean, a good move by Burns. He saw that Burnable was playing way off the third base bag, so why not go that way?
And now Anthony Servideo, 1 out of 4 RBI single and a run scored. Kitchen 27 years old, and the pitch, breaking pitch, is up high for ball 1. Rockies signed him as a non-drafted free agent 2021 out of Coastal Carolina. He helped win a national championship there when he was a freshman. Pitch is swung on. A soft roller first base, waiting for it. It's Kokoski. He's got it. 1 stride to his left, taps the bag, and Servideo is taken care of. 2 runners advance, though. Burns down to second. Bowens takes third, but there are 2 out.
That's not an easy play. I've seen first baseman muff that type of a ground ball because it has a lot of movement to it, but Sterling did a nice job, or Kokoska did a nice job sticking with it.
Connor Pavoloni is the batter. Pitch to him is swung on, line foul, first base side. Back towards the dugout, strike 1. Stay with us after the game for the post-game show. We'll get you all the scores from Major League Baseball and the Eastern League, highlights from this one, and then a look ahead at tomorrow, which will be a doubleheader played at 1:10, an afternoon game. 2 games for the price of 1. Bark in the Park Day tomorrow. Pitch is swung at a ground ball to short, scooped up by Ritter. He's got it. Throws across the diamond in time to get Pavoloni in the side. Is retired in the inning. No runs, couple of hits, 2 men left. Last call for the Goats. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It is 13-8 Bowie.
Well, we head to the last of the ninth inning, and this is the last chance for the Yard Goats. Do they have a rally in them? We're about to find out. Hartford is trailing 13-8 as Keegan Gillis gets ready to begin his second inning of work. He came on in the eighth and retired the side in order, facing the numbers 1, 2, and 3 hitters in the Hartford batting order. And now he must deal with 4, 5, and 6. Jeff?
All right, Dan. Yanquiel Fernandez will start things for the Goats. Hartford down 13-8 will need some kind of rally. Gillis back in the bump after a 1-2-3-8. There's the pitch. Swung on a high pop-up. Bogran off third. Burns giving chase, but it's going to carry back into the seats all the way back towards the Patron Party Plaza. Strike one. Fernandez 1 for 2 with a single and a couple of walks. He's driven in 3 runs this year. Takes the pitch a little bit low, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Fernandez, 21 years old, from Havana, Cuba. California League All-Star in 2022. The pitch swung on a ground ball, hit hard, but the second baseman will scoop at the edge of the infield grass. He's got it, turns and throws in time to get Fernandez. And he is out number 1 in the ninth. Now third baseman Warming Burnable.
You know, Bowie pitching really had its problems, particularly in the middle innings, but they have settled down and retired 8 straight Yard Goats.
There's the pitch to him, and that is a fastball at 93 in for strike 1.
Warming was the last Yard Goats batter to reach base on a fielder's choice.
Gillis ready. And the 0-1 pitch. That is outside of the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the 1-1 pitch is swung on and popped up. Fogron off first. Rhodes comes over the first base, who gives way to the catcher. And it's the catcher, Pavoloni, that makes the catch about 10 feet on the grass right in front of the plate. Up the first baseline, and Burnable fouls out to the catcher for out number 2. And now suddenly Hartford down to its final out here in the 9th inning. Zach Veen has 2 hits tonight, 2 out of 4, including a double. And There's the pitch. He shows bunt, pushes it up the third baseline. This is rolling foul. Third baseman Burns kicked it out of the way, and really a good job by Veen, to keep the other team honest. And Bowie was playing him really to pull. Burns was nowhere near that third base side, and Veen drops a bunt.
Well, it's similar to what Burns did in the top of the inning with Burnable playing way off of third base. Burns, a left-handed batter, bunted, and that ball hugged the line and hit the third base bag. Veen did the same thing, except it spilled foul right before it got to the bag.
Veen will use a timeout, catch his breath a little bit more. Strike one the count to the DH. Gillis ready, and the pitch. That's a little bit low for ball one. Zach, a lefty hitter out of Florida. Pitch is swung out and hits softly first base and foul, and it's 1-2. Gillis set to the 1-2 pitch, swinging a ball straight back to the screen behind the plate, and the count stays at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch, swinging a ground ball, headed towards the middle. Shortstop Severvideo to the left, makes the play, fires to first base in time to get Veen. And the Bowie Baysox hand Hartford its first defeat of 2024, then 13-8 victory here tonight.
Well, Jeff, the Baysox looking very tough when they had to be. Their offense exploded. Yard Goats made a game of it for a while, but there was no keeping Bowie down tonight.
13-8 the final score of Bowie over Hartford. The post-game show is next here from Hartford.